You know, Bitar talked about his BJJ, but we don't know if he's got striking. Maybe he does, and he was keeping that ace in the sleeve. We will see.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the next fight of the evening, brought to you by the United States Army National Guard. And this is an amateur catchweight contest scheduled for 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, standing in the red corner, standing at 6 feet 1 inch tall, and weighing in at 163 pounds, from Boston, Massachusetts, by way of Beirut, Lebanon, he's representing Back to Basics, and tonight he makes his MMA debut. Make some noise for Ruben Bitar. And now introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, holding an amateur mixed martial arts record of 1 victory and no defeats. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 164 pounds. From Beverly, Massachusetts, he's representing F5 Fight Team. Let's hear it for Eamon Callaghan. When the action begins, our referee in charge of this fight is Chris Burke.
Bitar in the black trunks, reddish hue trunks for Callaghan. A contrast of builds and deeds. Let's see how they contrast stylistically as they meet in the middle for this catchweight fight.
Bitar's southpaw.
And he's landing rangy strikes, but a big bomb
Callaghan
away.
right in. Puts Bitar on his back right into half guard.
Good job setting up that shot with the hands.
Oh, way to use the fence. Trying to retake full guard, get some of his weapons back. Bitar's doing a good job of controlling the posture of Callaghan, making sure he can't rein, but that's very uncomfortable the way his head is right there against the fence.
He looks so strong, Bitar. Or Callaghan, my bad.
He's huge. I can't believe how large he was in there. Just
You can see on Bitar's face that he is in there with a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh,
armbar.
right
Oh, that's in deep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, belly down.
He has to tap.
No,
he tucked it out. He turned the thumb and just gritted it out, man. I saw his face. There wasn't even a grimace on it.
That
looked
was
bad.
straight, too. That was straight.
Oh, now right into crucifix, but Bitar using the fence. Oh, almost. Not quite. His head's trapped.
Good hips from Callaghan, keeping that top position, looking for an Americana himself.
Wow. It's a little high.
Very high. You got to get the elbow down at the hip to finish it, but still a good dominant position. Oh, God.
He's still cranking on that
God.
shoulder. The angle's not right, but he's still cranking so much he might pop it out anyways.
Yeah, that's definitely poppable. It's probably more uncomfortable than anything. I don't think anything's really in jeopardy, but you never know, especially with a gorilla on you,
right.
Like Eamon Callaghan. That's technically, that's not how you finish that submission, but he might have the strength to just rip it out of the socket.
Bitar's fighting hard, though.
Bitar's long arms are maybe helping him here, actually.
Yeah, it's almost more like a wrist lock at this point. Control standard.
He's free.
Oh, now Bitar takes top position.
And good job.
Callaghan tried for an armbar briefly.
Elbows out. The elbows out. He's safe.
Wow.
Good patience from both of these guys in the firefight.
Back. Callaghan right to his feet. Callaghan almost knocked over a monitor here. Oh, head kick on the blade. Oh,
they're just trading.
Oh, Callaghan ran into that right hand.
Bitar's just so long. Callaghan having a bit of a trouble getting inside, but he's on top now.
15 seconds left.
What a round between these two savages. Both guys landing big shots, grinning them off and throwing them back in their own.
We had almost 2 arm breaks in this round.
Yeah.
Both had nasty sub attempts, so how do you score this?
The atmosphere
was not lying to us tonight. We've had some action-packed amateur bangers thus far. That 3 minutes was no different, man. You saw everything. They just hit each other with mirroring attacks, arm bars, kicks to the face, big bombs, takedowns, reversals, name it. They had it.
And both of them showed guts by not tapping in either of those submissions. Those were both nasty.
Miguel Savizin, how bad are these mother effers for surviving those armbar attempts?
Bitar wasn't even sitting on the stool. So we'll see if, yeah, he was standing, unless I looked at him, I was looking at Callaghan back and forth. At first he was not, so.
He looked a tad overwhelmed at the beginning of the round, but as it went on, he gained more and more confidence. Bitar.
Yeah, he's moving pretty good. Oh,
stiff right or left.
Anaconda.
Yep, there's that head and arm choke.
I mean, it's kind of a weird angle, but he's got the length, and that's a good bite on that anaconda. He might have that leg hook, too. He might be able to finish this from here.
The angle's a little funny.
There it is! Wow!
Wow!
He didn't even have to change the angle and fall on the hip or anything. I'm sitting there, I'm like, he might have to, like we were talking about, the strength to rip that Americana out that Eamon Callaghan had. Ruben Bitar had the length to finish that anaconda choke in that awkward of a position. It wasn't a Darcy. He didn't have the forearm across the blade. But watch this replay. He sinks it in. He's got the knot under the shoulder, and he's squeezing with his bicep against the carotid on the other side. Skid, blood choke, anaconda, really squeezing like that snake would. And got the blood choke. Wonderful job.
Wow, from like a half guard position. It must be nice to have an 80-inch reach.
Right.
What's your reach?
75.
70, that's pretty good.
Right.
I got like 68 if I'm on a good day. So I would love to build a Darce or Anaconda like that.
That was crazy. I don't know that I've ever seen that from that position. Not in an MMA fight. Man, both guys showed a ton of promise. I'm curious to see what their future weight classes will be. They're both young. They're both going to fill out more. Callahan saying he might have weighed 185. It's like, man, can you make lightweight? But
and they both weighed in just under the limit. So I was curious, the same thing. Are they going to go to 55? Do they bulk up and stay at 70? I'm curious. Very exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for these two. Referee Chris Burke has called a stop to this fight at 19 seconds of round number 2, giving you your winner by submission due to an anaconda choke, Ruben Bitar.
man, what a high-level fight and finish for a guy making his debut, and then Callaghan only 1-0. Like we said, both guys show a ton of promise. Both very early 20s. Both, haven't even settled into a weight class. So tons of room to grow for both of them. But